The first episode of Season 7 of Billions skillfully revives the drama, comedy, and calling out society that has made the show so popular. This episode provides a strong base for the last episode by exploring political moves, fights for control, and the personal toll of ambition. After 7 seasons, it's easy to see how a program will settle into a rhythm. Fans who see the pattern nevertheless enjoy the program. Even after 7 seasons, we continuously learn new things from Billions. This is in spite of the writing, which has declined even by Billions standards, and the lack of real-deal scenes of surprise. Surprisingly, neither the guy who lives in an actual castle nor the one who is running for president is the scariest of the show's 3 megalomaniacs. What happened in Billions Season 7 Episode 2? In the opening scene, Wendy, Wags, and Taylor go to England to see Axe in his castle. Unlike in America, where he is certain to be jailed upon his return, Axe has won lots of love in Europe by delivering weapons to Ukraine, as described in the season opener. He is accompanied by Gordy, one of his sons. Prince let Axe get away with only $2 billion when he was forced to depart. Axe was able to double it throughout this time span, and he now employs his own kid. After being banished from his empire, the king or queen undoubtedly established a new, if smaller, kingdom. Under the guise of closing a deal for Mike Prince Capital, Wendy, Wags, and Taylor have traveled to the UK to seek Axe's help in taking down Prince. They have apparently come to the conclusion that Prince is dangerous in and of himself and that his endless greed would be devastating for the United States and the world at large. Even if Axe isn't convinced, they seek his help since they believe they have a better chance with him on their side. Axe seems to have concluded that Prince is unstoppable after suffering such a crushing loss at his hands. All 3 of his visitors ask for his help separately, but he makes it clear that he has no care in coming back. Meanwhile, Prince conducts a 2-way interview with Bradford Luke, a young and extremely accomplished politics expert, in an effort to get him to manage his campaign. Even for someone like Prince, who has held the top spot for so long, it must seem unreal. As an independent, Prince faces a tough climb in his running for office. Because of how deeply rooted the 2-party system is in American politics, George Washington was the last independent president. Luke is really honest about his hesitation to support Prince in his running for office. If he is successful in getting Prince elected, he would have alienated himself from both the Democrats and the Republicans. If Luke is right and they take the Eisenhower approach to their campaign, it doesn't imply they have to launch World War III. Instead, he advises Prince to excel in his pick job while remaining ethical and playing it safe at all times. In the end, Luke agrees with Prince and Andy and suggests they end their open marriage for the time being. The difficulty with always playing it safe is that Prince works in the hedge fund industry, and if the first 6 seasons have shown us anything, it's that dishonesty is necessary for success in this area, and Prince isn't immune from that. Victor presents a lucrative med-tech business opportunity. But when Luke tells Prince about the coming legal fight, Victor goes to see the doctor who supplied the faulty equipment and makes him own up. In the meanwhile, Philip regains his top spot at work and defeats Dollar Bill. Chuck has an acting high and mighty, even though he is not all that. This season, it appears that this trait has developed into a god complex, which makes him more creepy. The former U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York pursues his former job with creepy passion and skill, showing that he isn't beyond making apologies with his past enemies to get what he wants. Wendy, Wags, and Taylor traveled across the Atlantic on a secret plan to recruit Axe in their fight against Prince. Later, they learn that Axe only consented to the meeting because he wanted to recruit them for his hit new biz. Axe makes it quite obvious that he has no care in going back to the United States and facing Prince and Chuck once again. The 3 visitors seem disheartened as they fly home, despite their gut feelings to accept Axe's offer and remain in the UK with him despite the looming risk Prince offers. Indeed, seeing these hardened businessmen put morality ahead of making money is an unusual occurrence in Billions. New York's district attorney position has got back his job, Chuck. They catch up, and he asks his old friend, the Solicitor General Adam DiGiulio, to have a word with the president. Despite DiGiulio's agreement to carry it out, the president ultimately decides against it because he does not want to misuse his power. So Chuck contacts former Attorney General Jock Jeffcoat, the guy responsible for his removal from office, and offers him a great pair of boots in return for vouching for him. Later that night, Chuck receives a phone call from the president informing him that he has been got back to his old job.